The Neumann KMS 105. This is not a dynamic microphone, although it is designed to be used like one. I'm going to demonstrate what this microphone sounds like by using it throughout this video. I'm going to disassemble the head basket, and I'll try it out on drums. Neumann introduced this small diaphragm condenser in 1999, targeted at the live performance market. Its frequency response characteristics, pickup pattern, and filtering are designed to help it isolate the performer's voice from its surroundings. A team at Neumann wanted to build on the tremendous expertise they had developed in the domain of condenser microphones to see if they could bring that to the stage. The defining characteristic of a condenser to pick up every detail presented a challenge in that it would be likely to pick up the bleed from other instruments on stage. So Neumann designed its proximity response, polar pattern, and head basket specifically to handle an environment where most people would hop straight to a dynamic without thinking twice about it. This led to some unique design elements. The head basket keeps the vocalist at a minimum of 3 centimeters away from the diaphragm, which helps with plosives. It also allowed them to model the frequency response by keeping the vocalist from getting close enough to create an undesirable proximity effect. It has a fixed high-pass filter to help mitigate the proximity effect, so the microphone doesn't get muddy in the lower frequency. This filter also helps with low-frequency bleed. It has a 3-layer pop filter inside of the head basket. The first layer is a screen attached to the inside of the head basket, about 1 centimeter away from the metal grill. The second is a nylon screen that slips over the condenser, and the third is a fine mesh screen that covers the condenser itself. No foam is used in the head basket to prevent muffling of the sound. Its hypercardioid pickup pattern with an extremely minimal lobe of sensitivity on the back of the microphone prevents it from picking up sounds from the rear. Its uncolored off-axis pickup allows the performer to move around a bit without creating unpleasant tonalities. The maximum sound pressure level of 150 decibels with a dynamic range of 132 decibels allows for the artist's full expression. Skepticism around using this microphone in a live environment still exists. The concern is that condenser microphones pick up too much bleed in a loud live environment. Neumann specifically designed this microphone for live performances because they wanted a piece of that market, and they didn't want to create another Shure SM58. They wanted to do it their way. The Neumann mission is in writing at the edge of physics to help turn natural sound into pieces of art. The rapid transient response of its transducer creates an intimacy that would otherwise not be there. The microphone does respond to plosives more than a dynamic like the SM58. Please bring pizza pronto. Please bring pizza pronto. For a performer trained in microphone handling techniques, this shouldn't present a problem. But it is something to be aware of. You probably wouldn't hold it right against your lips in a vocal dominant performance, and in a punk rock environment, they might not come through in a mix. But an SM58 will pop in that situation as well. The idea behind the Neumann KMS 105 to create a condenser microphone that could deliver the clarity, detail, and high-frequency response required by professional vocalists had to also live up to the reality and existing within the handling and transport of a live performance environment. I haven't been able to find evidence of a lot of battle-hardened 105s, so I'm curious how well it holds up being handled on tour. Maybe people are a bit more careful with them on the road. The head basket is made of hardened steel instead of the soft aluminum head basket, so they don't dent as easily when dropped, but I'd like to know if they can take being tossed around, dropped, or getting wet. I did manage to knock the badge off of mine while accidentally hitting it with a drumstick while making this video. Do you have experience taking this microphone on the road in a rough environment? I'd love to see photos or hear how they stand up to mic drops or general banging around. Dave Chapelle doesn't seem to have a problem tossing the 105 on the ground at the end of his Netflix special, The Closer. But it's possible that the sound engineer is flinching when he does this. Music producer Axel Reinemer says that he often uses these microphones with artists in the control room during writing sessions.
A lot of times these recordings from this mic end up in the final record.
It can also be a good mic to use in the studio for singers who are intimidated by a large condenser because it captures beautiful, crisp sound while being in the form factor of a dynamic. What surprised me about this microphone is that it looks like a KM185 in a handheld housing, but if you take a look at the specs, they're quite different. Even though both are hypercardioid small diaphragm condensers, the KMS 105 has a very small lobe of sensitivity from the back of the mic. Behind the microphone, frequencies of 1,000 Hz Hz and below are reduced by 15 decibels, and frequencies of 250 Hz and below are reduced by at least 20 decibels. Because of the microphone's built-in high-pass filter for reducing proximity effect, low frequencies from behind should be virtually non-existent. This means that you really don't have to worry about the microphone picking up sounds from the back. If you're using the mic from a distance, the high-pass filter in the microphone also creates a reduction in frequency starting at 200 Hz. That roll-off might be perfect if you wanted to use this as a room mic to record drums. I tried it out, and this is what it sounds like. This is the 105 being used as a room mic. And here it is in the mix. And this is an AB with and without the mic in the mix. I also tried it out on the snare drum to see how it handles bleed. I did use a gate in post-processing, but I do the same for the 57. The KMS series has been used by an extremely long list of professional vocalists, including Ian MacKaye of Fugazi, Bruce Springsteen, Ed Sheeran, Adele, and Lady Gaga. Beyoncé has also used a Sennheiser wireless mic with the 105's KK105S capsule during live performances. What do you think of this microphone? Would you buy it? Would you use it? Have you taken it on the road in a live rock band situation? Let me know in the comments. And I'll see you next time.